measuring 3D scans within Blender. This is quite important since Blender is open source. Now, let's take a look at the following case study. We see over here a 3D scan with multiple pipes. Initially, I'm going to do an overview of the 3D scan. We see the model over here. This is available on Artec 3D scan. We can have this downloaded. We see over here the Creative Commons license v4. And the file format for this will be OBJ. We also have additional information over here regarding the total scanning time and also the amount of time required to process this. Now, let's take a look at how we can bring this within Blender, and we're going to see how we can measure it. So I'm going to create a new scene within Blender. So go to File, New, General. I will leave the default cube. I will also enable screencast keys so you can better see what I'm pressing. So I'll go to File, Import, OBJ. And the OBJ will be over here within Downloads. This will be the pipes. So we see the file size. This is quite large. We have the scaling set over here to 1, but keep in mind that if I'm going to import this, the scan was made in millimeters, and Blender by default uses meters. That means that if I'm going to zoom out, the model will be really large. So we have to scale this down. I'm going to press S in order to enable the scale tool. I'm going to type in 0.001. Afterwards, I'm going to hit Enter. I'm going to click on comma button on the numpad to zoom in, and this will be the true size of the 3D scan. We also need to align it to the view. So that means I'm going to press R for rotation, X for the axis, and I will go with -90, and I will hit Enter to have that defined. Now we see that this will be the true size of the scan. So this is really important when you are doing measurements to make sure that you are using the correct measure of unit. Now I can delete this default cube. We know that the length of the segment is 2 meters for this one in Blender, so I can have that deleted, and we can get started with the measurement. We have the default MeasureIt over here. So this is one measuring tool available within Blender, but there's one that is a little bit more advanced. So to enable the one more advanced, that will be located over here within View. So if you're going to press N, this will open the side panel. Within View, we're going to have over here MeasureIt tools. By default, within Blender 4.4.0, this will not be enabled. So we need to go to Edit, Preferences, Add-ons, and over here, search for MeasureIt. And you're going to click on that check to have that enabled, and it will automatically appear over here. We see that this is an extension. This is brought directly from the extension Blender website over here, and this will be the local file for that. Now, with that enabled, we're going to see over here that everything will be grayed. Only the annotation button will not be grayed out. I can also click on Show. That will show all the annotations. Currently, there are none within this file. We also need to select the model, and we need to go to Edit Mode. So over here, click on Edit Mode, or more simply, you can just press Tab, and that will take you to Edit Mode. Now, depending on your computer, this may take a little bit of time, especially since this 3D scan is quite large. So if I will enable the statistics, we're going to see that the total number of vertices in this case will be 4.2 million. Now, let's see how we can do a measure. For example, I want to measure the radius of this. I can use the arc over here. And as we can see, we need to select 3 vertices of an arc. Let's say that I want to find the diameter of this pipe, so I can select one vertex over here. But I can choose over here where we have additional vertices located within the same plane. I will hold down Shift to add to selection. Don't use Control because that will add everything up to that one, because we're only going to need 3 points. And now I want to rotate to the other side. I can press on comma, and that will zoom into those 2 selected points. And now I can just hold down the middle mouse and I can rotate around. And let's say that I want to add this one as well. So as soon as I will have 3 of those points, since I didn't hold Shift in this case, those initial points have been lost. So keep in mind that you need to hold down Shift to have that multiple selection. We have all 3 vertices selected. And now I can click on Arc. And that will give us the information regarding this. So we're going to have the radius. We're going to have also over here the angle between those two extremity points. As you can see, this will be the following dimension. If you're going to press tab, that will leave edit mode, and over here this will be more visible. You can also change the text color and the text size. If I'm going to scroll down a little bit over here, we're going to see over here within configuration, we can change it over here. But keep in mind that if I'm going to change it, for example, now to 30, only the additional annotation will be changed in this case. The one that is already over here will be controlled over here. So this will be the advanced. I can also change the color. As you can see, maybe I will add green to make it more visible. And over here, we're going to have the font size, let's say 30. And we're going to see that now that will be a lot more visible. You can also change other elements such as font alignment. You can also add rotation over here, as you can see, and so. If I want to do another measurement, again, I will need to have the mesh selected over here. Press tab. This will take me again to edit mode. And over here, it will lag a little bit when it will enter, since this 3D scan is quite large. And afterwards, let's say that I want to measure a different length over here. I can also go with segment. I want to measure the distance from that point to that point. If I will hit on segment, that measurement will appear over here. But keep in mind that, as you can see over here, that distance will be in blue, since I also need to configure those additional information, which are over here. So these are for the new one. You will need to adjust the color, and now the following measurement will use those settings. At the end, you can press tab, that will leave, and we're going to see the following. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. We see over here that this measurement was also added, since that was also selected when I went back to edit mode. And in this case, we can also hide that. As you can see, this will be one of those, and this will be the other. So keep in mind that all the measurements will be listed over here, and this will be the other one. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. I consider it to be quite easy to measure within Blender using this add-on, especially since Blender can import such a wide variety of 3D scan and other 3D model file formats. So if you enjoyed this kind of content, I will position a similar video over here on the left side, and I will also add a subscribe button to the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.